Hey folks, it's Susan Edwards at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway in historic downtown Paducah, where positive energy works. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to select and use a pendulum. Stay tuned. Pendulums have been used as tools throughout the ages. Construction people can use it as a plumb line. Makes a great plumb line, okay? People who need to get answers have been able to manipulate them with their energy. And we sell a wide variety of pendulums here at the Rock Shop. And I get the question constantly, how do I pick a pendulum? And then secondly, how do I use it? Well, we have them hanging on a display. And oftentimes people will walk up to the display and without touching any of the pendulums, one will start to move. And I'm always like, okay, let's start there, because guess what? You're interacting with that crystal's energy already. And so let's see whether or not that's the right crystal for you. I often say, the crystal will pick you. I know it sounds silly, but just trust me, it's true. So I've got a couple of different pendulums here I wanted to show you. One is just what I call them, your basic pendulum, and it's a faceted shaped crystal with a point that has a chain connected to it. They're usually 8 or 9 inches long, and then there's usually a crystal bead at the end. And sometimes there's a charm out there, sometimes there's not. And I'll show you the other ones here in a minute. But let's say that you want to see whether or not this is the crystal for you. So what I always do is I have the customer clear the crystal, and you just hold it in your hand, and I just gently tap it with my third finger, tap, 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 and I just say crystal clear, crystal clear, crystal clear. And that's just going to eliminate any energy leftovers from anyone who might have been handling the crystal before, or any charged questions that might still be resident in the crystal. So now you've got a clear crystal, and what I recommend people do is I have them put the crystal bead between their fingers like this, and then I wrap it around my hand so that I can control it a little bit. But you'll find a way that is comfortable. Some people wear it over the top, some people go through their finger. It just depends on what feels good for you. The next thing I do is I put my arm up against my body, because I don't want it to start shaking because I'm holding it out, and I don't want it to influence the answers that I get. So to calibrate it, what I do is I get it steady, and I hold it over my left palm, and I just say, crystal, show me yes. And as you can see, it's doing a clockwise motion. Thank you. Crystal, show me no, please. And now it's doing counterclockwise. Thank you. Crystal, show me no answer. All right, so it's going back and forth. Thank you. So now I know what movement it's going to make if it's yes, what movement it's going to make if it's no, or what movement it's going to make if there's no answer or ask again. So now I can start asking questions. So, for example, is the Rock Shop the best rock shop in Paducah? Yes! Okay, that might have been a little contrived, but you get my point. This, by the way, this is one of my personal crystals, so that's why it responded so quickly. And this is a beautiful carnelian, okay? And I find that most people, including myself, have more than one pendulum. This little beauty, now this is what I call my chakra pendulum, and it's got an absolutely gorgeous rainbow moonstone down as the actual plum, or the focal point. And then I strung chakra beads, crystals that represent each one of the chakras, along with the clear quartz at the top, for testing chakras or whatever. So again, I'm going to clear it. Crystal clear, crystal clear, crystal clear. And then I'll hold it up here so you can see it a little bit better. I always calibrate every single time. Crystal, show me yes, please. Okay, so it's clockwise again. Thank you. Crystal, show me no, please. And it's counterclockwise. Thank you. Crystal, show me no answer, please. Okay, and again, it's forward and back. So for me, it's typically clockwise, counterclockwise, and forward and back. But I calibrate every single time because conditions change, your atmosphere around you changes, the question you're asking might change. And so for me, I really want to get an accurate answer, so I clear and I recalibrate every single time. It just takes a minute or two to do it, and that way you're much more confident that you've got the right answer. So now you can start asking questions. This is a particularly useful pendulum if you're testing someone's chakras. We'll do that in another video. And then the third type I brought up to show you is a metal pendulum. And this one happens to be copper, and it's got a beautiful little plum on it. And it's got the copper chain. Copper, of course, is a wonderful conductor. And so the reason you might use a metal is that it doesn't really hold a charge like a crystal might. So you don't really have to clear these because it doesn't really get a charge to it. So if you're doing some medical intuitive work, you really want to be accurate, you might move to a metal pendulum. Or if it's a question about yourself or a question that is particularly it's like a big deal to you, it's like you're a little too close to it, it's often hard to get answers, accurate answers for yourself or for really close relatives or people that really matter to you. But you use it the same way. You just basically calibrate it. And it's the same as it was with the crystal pendulums. Now yours might be entirely different, so don't go by mine. That's why you calibrate, because what is yes for you might be forward and back. I've seen a lot of times when pendulums will literally sit there and just kind of bounce. So they'll just sort of bounce like this. And that's the don't know or ask another question or in a different way. So you really have to find out what your pendulum is trying to tell you, and that's why you calibrate. Then once you've got it calibrated, some people like to use a chart. And by the way, there's a chart, a free download for you in the description below. And it's just my simple little yes-no chart. But some of these charts are quite elaborate. And if you like using charts, that's great. I don't tend to use a chart, but I know that they're very popular. So we are giving you a gift on that one. So when you're ready to ask your question, let's say that, I don't know, you want to find out whether or not you're going to get a promotion at the job, and you've interviewed with the boss. So you might ask the question, and remember, the pendulum does not have any magic in it. It's not going to go off like a hammer, okay? A hammer does not have magic. It is not going to go off and build the house on its own, is it? No, it is a tool. So if a skilled carpenter picks the right hammer, the right size, the right shape, the right weight for their particular hand, for their particular job, then they can go off and they can build something beautiful. But the hammer is not going to go off and do it on their own. Pendulums are not going to go off and answer them on your own. They're responding to micro movements in your body. And you're like, whoa, wait, what? You mean there's no magic in there? No, I'm sorry, my dear, there is not. So what happens is that your body is way smarter than your brain. And so your left brain is always trying to make logic and sense out of the world, but your body knows. So if you're looking for water, for example, when you walk across water that might be, 15, 20 foot below, if you're trained and you're sensitive, then your body knows that you're over water, and then your dowsing tool, whether it's a pendulum or the dowsing rods, is going to start to respond to your micro movements because your body knows it's going over water. All right? Your body is smart enough to know what the real situation is. So getting back to our question as to whether or not you're going to get the promotion, your mind might be thinking, well, you know what, I graduated school and I've been, working hard, and I come in and I've kissed my I've done my amount of, kissing up, so I deserve this, okay? But your body's real smart, and your body's going, yeah, your boss doesn't really like you that much, and they really like, this other person more, and I don't really think you're going to get this job, but your mind is telling you, no, I'm getting the job. So when you start to ask the question, am I going to get that promotion? No. You're like, no, that's not the right answer. I want the right answer. So you just keep asking it, okay? Am I going to get the promotion? Until finally you get the yes and you get the validation that you would like. And then you don't get the promotion. You're like, that stupid pendulum, it doesn't work. Yeah, I think probably it did work. So look, we're all human. We all want to, get positive information. But I'm telling you, it's hard to do readings for yourself. So don't beat yourself up, folks. It's hard to do readings for yourself. So that's how you select a pendulum. That's how you calibrate your pendulum. Basically, that's how you use your pendulum. Yes, no answers are your best. So you would want to ask a straightforward question like, are my keys in the house? Yes or no? All right, so that's a yes or no. Are my keys in the bedroom? Yes or no? Are my keys in the kitchen? And just keep narrowing it down until you find your keys. You can't ask the pendulum to give you a complex answer like, are my keys in the dresser drawer, and which drawer? It's not going to tell you that. So I hope that helps. Crystal pendulums are wonderful, and they are absolutely treasures in my collection of things. But if you want something that does not pick up a charge, a non-crystal, then you'll want to go with a metal pendulum. Dowsing rods would be another good choice for you. We carry both. We have a wide selection of pendulums, and we also have some great dowsing rods. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because we're coming out with new content all the time. Hit that little bell. You'll get notified when a new video does come out. And then let me know if you found the video helpful and any little stories that you might have about your pendulum, how you use your pendulum. Just put them down in the comments below and let us know your story. We'd love to hear it. I hope you're having a great day. Hope that helped. Thanks.